Oh, yeah.
This is right there. We send code.
All right, how y'all doing today? Good, good. My name is Dewan Means. I am owner of Buying Means Fitness. That's enough. Thank you. I hope I got enough. If not, y'all can pass it on. I wanted to kind of speak to you guys today. Actually, one of my clients,
2 minutes off the computer, y'all, while he's talking.
a couple of my clients actually told me so much about the Excel Center, and they had a lot to do with the program. Because being here in Kentucky, you guys might know him. You know Mark Holman? Mark Holman?
He's our superintendent.
There we go.
The guy that comes to orientation sometimes.
And also Devon Hope. You know Devon Hope?
They wouldn't because
They
we
wouldn't?
turned, yeah.
Okay. So those are some of my clients. They're really great, amazing people that tell me a lot about this program. I really wanted to come and share my story. My goal today is to hopefully motivate, inspire, and kind of push you guys to continue your education even further than where you are today. I've been through a lot of things in my life, and I hope that my story can help you and push you through any trials and tribulations you might be going through. Again, I'm passing out my flyer. I've been owner of Buying Means Fitness for 16 years now. I'm on company for 16 years. My wife and I, and I've been at the location I'm at right now for over 11 years. I'm in Millwood Arts Center. And things are going great for me. I can't lie. Doing really good. My business is doing really good. I've trained NFL athletes, D1 athletes, preachers, teachers, lawyers, doctors, pharmaceutical reps. I've been able to train some billionaires, a couple millionaires. And I'm not saying that to brag. I just want to tell you the glory right now, because I'm going to get to the story. I'm telling you where I'm at now, but it took a lot for me to get there. I just didn't, boom, and arrive here. So I'm 45 years old now. I've been married for 14 years, and with my wife for 24 years. Been through a lot of ups and downs, but through it all, I have achieved what you're looking at right there. So again, my purpose again is to motivate you and inspire you, and hope that my story will help you push through. So I was born in 1981. When I was born, my mother and father, they were the it couple on the block. My father, I would say, was a street pharmacist or a dope dealer. All right, he was the man in the streets in the 80s. So when I was born, man, we had everything we wanted. I mean, we was taking trips, clothes, cars. We were the family on the block. Everybody wanted to kick it with us. Well, that was cool for about 7 years. We had anything we wanted. When I turned 7, my father got busted. He got locked up. Then my mother had to raise 2 kids by herself. So when she did this, we went from living a lavish lifestyle to going to the projects. So now, not only is she trying to take care of 2 boys, she's also now addicted to the same thing my father was hustling. So now she's a crack addict, right? So she's trying to struggle, being a crack addict, raise 2 boys, and figure out her life. She's went from having everything she wanted to struggling. Now we're on welfare, right? There's 2 dates I always remember. It's the 1st and the 7th, right? The 1st is when we got the first of the month check. The 7th is when we got food stamps, right? So that's grained in my head, 1st and 7th, right? I used to always get awarded in school because I had perfect attendance. If you come from that background, I was going to school for one reason. I know I was going to get 2 meals, right? So I'm going to show up on time. I remember I got the little certificate saying, you got perfect attendance. Most kids don't know I'm an infantry kid, right? We get joked on because we got roaches, right? Everybody's making fun of us because we those kids and nobody wants to kick it with it, right? So again, when the money was there, everybody was cool. We had a fake aunt this, cousin that, right? Everybody came over. When my mother was hit bad, seen none of these fake people, right? So now she's still struggling, trying to make things work. She gets a divorce from my father at 7. My father's not there, he's in the penitentiary. My mother gets a divorce. We're trying to make things work. So that life went on like that for a while. I can remember having to put extension cord from my house to the next door neighbor's house just to get the lights on, right? And just to get the stove on, because we didn't have no heat. You open that store door open, get a little heat in the house, right? So these are things I remember as a kid, struggling, hand-me-down clothes, perfect attendance, I'm getting awarded. So I'm struggling at home, right? So that went on until I was about 13 years old. When I was 13, my father was released from prison and he wanted to take custody of me. He wanted to make things right. So I appreciate him there. So he got out of prison, took us back in. My brother stayed with my mother in the projects. I moved in with my father up in Crescent Hill. It's a totally different life for me now. Now I got my own room, got clean clothes, got hot food. But at the same time, I'm doing better. But my mother and my brother are still in the hood, they still struggling. So I feel some type of way because I'm moving on, but they there. But while during this situation, this is where I learned a lot about work ethic and about making sure that whatever you do is a product of your own conclusion. So I have friends that are in gangs now. They're hustling, they're selling drugs. But again, I don't sell drugs because I remember as a child what crack smelled like, right? At 7 or 8 years old, I remember being in my room told to stay in there because it's like 10, 15 people in my mother's room, and I can smell crack. I know what it smells like. So at that point, when my friends are hustling and ask me, hey man, you gonna sell, you can do this, do that, I'm like, nah, I don't wanna do that. I don't wanna live that life because I know what it was like on the inside. See, they didn't have a mother that was on crack. So they thought it was cool to sell dope, right? So when you in the house, to me, my perspective, I don't wanna do it. And I have other friends that grew up like me, they was like, look, they did this to my mother, I'm gonna hustle and sell, that's not me, right? So I got a good heart, I don't wanna hurt anybody. That's why I wanna share my story so hopefully you can understand that there's more to what everybody else is doing. So while I'm there, I started working at Pat's Steakhouse. Anybody familiar with Pat's Steakhouse is? Yeah. So working at Pat's, I would say it changed my life because I learned the perspective about the dollar. So my homeboys were hustling. They out there selling nickels and dimes. They on the corner, risking their life, penitentiary chances. They got dope fiend rentals. Like they doing all this things they think is cool. But I'm sitting and I'm working every day, right? I'm learning how to deal with management. I'm learning how to sacrifice time. I'm missing parties. I can't go out and play. I can't do all this stuff that they doing. And they making fun of me. They like, oh man, you gotta go to that restaurant. You doing this, doing that. But every time I check on them, all they buying is a white t-shirt and a pair of Jordans. I'm like, man, hold on, dude. Like, I'm 14, 15. I'm busting tables. I'm in here working hard. But I got more money than you. How do I have more money than you when you selling dope? You supposed to be the man. That's when I got it. When you step out away from the norm, you actually do better than what everybody sees. But you gotta be brave enough. Just like y'all brave enough to come in here and you say, I want to change for my life. If you want to change, guess what you gotta do? You gotta change, right? They say insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So if you doing the same thing everybody else is doing, at some point you gotta say, okay, this is the fire. If I come and put my hand on this fire, just like he did, I'm gonna get burned, right? My father sold drugs. I don't wanna sell drugs. It destroyed my whole family. You understand, it was one mistake that one person made. My cousins thought it was cool. They got killed. My brother thought it was cool. He went to jail. All because one person made one decision and then everybody's following. So you gotta be able to step away sometimes, and the people that's gonna challenge you the most, guess what? It's gonna be your family. It's gonna be your family. You know how many times I've heard, oh man, you bougie. You know, because I done moved to a different house, so I'm working hard. You know how hard I work? I'm bougie because I work hard, right? So these are the things you gotta think. When people are challenging you, think outside the box. If everybody's doing one thing, maybe you should sit back and be like, it's probably ain't it, right? If the fire burns, I'm not touching it. So let me stay with Pat's. So Pat's is what I learned at Pat's Steakhouse. I learned how to deal with authority figures. I learned how to deal with people being strict on me versus being mean, right? Because a lot of street dudes that I grew up and good friends, they could not deal with people telling them things, right? You had a time, you had to punch in, you had to be there at 6 o'clock. You show up at 6:15, you want to cut somebody out. The time is 6 o'clock, you're supposed to be there. So I want money, I know I want money, I'm gonna be there at 5:30. Hey, you need me to sweep outside, remember, I came from Roaches, and I came from first of the month check, and I came from welfare. I remember having nothing. All you want me to do is sweep out here and clean up this table? I'm on time, right? So then I'm learning how to make $1 for myself. And that's when it switched for me. So me learning how to make $1 for myself, learning that the people around me are selling dope, and they're not really making money. I got more money than them because I'm consistently showing up. Right? You gotta think street money is temporary, right? And then you're always doing this. You're doing it. You got the money in your pocket, but you worried about somebody robbing, right? If you're from the same place, then you know how it goes. There's no rules to this game, right? There's no rules to it. It's trifling. It's a dirty game. But if you work, guess what? People that hustle, they don't bother you. They know you, they making fun of you because you got on a little green jacket and going to work and you can't go to no parties. And they saying, oh, you ain't got no shit, you don't come through. Everybody's making fun of you, but you gotta keep your head down and keep going, because at some point, it's slow, but it's gonna be sustainable, right? So I wanna let you know what you're doing right now. You might not be getting what you want right now, but it will be, it's gonna outlast all the fast stuff, I promise you. That sheet you got in front of you, that flyer, that is like a trophy for me. That's me showing you all the stuff I've been through. And then I'm 16 years of owning a business. You know, most businesses don't make it past 3 years. We survived COVID. We moved to online training. I mean, in-home personal training. Like, we just keep moving, but all of that stuff came from working at Pat's, right? Grinding, sacrificing, right? Doing the things that everybody else doesn't want to do because they don't think it's cool, all right? Everything cool is not good, right? So after working at Pat's, I started playing football. Football was my therapy. It was my way to get away, right? I used to always get in fights because I didn't know I got in fights, but I was angry, I was mad. You gotta think, my mother, my brother over here, my father's here. I'm separated from my family. Football became family for me. So I became real good in football in high school. Started getting recruited from all across the country. Went to different camps. To kind of speed this up, my father ended up getting locked up again. He went right back to the dojo. So now I'm a sophomore, really good in high school, really good in football. I'm getting letters from everywhere. I mean, Alabama everywhere. And this is no cap. When my father got locked up this time, I don't know if this hit harder than when I was 7 years old, because now I'm established. I got to taste what it feels like to get your own money. I got to taste what it feels like to be in a house where you get warm food, you're on a welfare check. Like, I got to taste it. Now that he gets locked up, I gotta move with my uncle. I don't even know my uncle. So I'm moving with my uncle. Check this out. My father's in penitentiary, my mother's in jail, and my brother's in jail. I'm literally by myself. I have no one. I have football, and I'm in school. I'm making good grades, but I'm stressed out. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. At 16 years old, I'm trying to figure out, how do I do this? How can I stay in? Or do I just go in and jump in this dope game? Do I just go in and hang with my friends? Because now it's available. Now I got all the excuses in the world. They're like, hey man, your father's locked up, your mother's locked up, your brother's locked up, why don't you go and hustle? It's there. But nah, I dug in deep and I said, okay, I'm gonna just stay in here. So guess what I had to do? I stayed working at Pat's. I'm buying my own school supplies, right? I'm buying my own school clothes. I don't have nowhere to live now because I came with a great idea. I should run away from my uncle's house. I ran away from my uncle's house. Now I'm living with my homeboys. I'm living with a coach. I'm couch surfing now. Every other week, I'm on somebody else's couch. I did this from the summer of sophomore year to the end of high school. And luckily, my senior year, my aunt came to me and was like, you gonna live with me, babe. I lived with her. She just gave me a room. She won't go buy you no clothes. She won't go cook no food for you. But I still appreciate I had somewhere that was family. I got to lay my head down. So from 15 years old, I literally became a grown man. But I still didn't go back to what I saw everybody doing, because I see the results of drugs. I see the results of alcoholism. I see the results of having a dysfunctional family. I don't want it. So the pushback for me was real, and I had to do it. So long and behold, my senior year, I broke my leg, lost a lot of my scholarships. I had to go to JUCO. So I ended up going to Grand Rapids, Michigan to play football. I don't know anybody in Grand Rapids, Michigan, but God sent me there for a reason. I got away from Louisville. There's no more, like, 'cause sometimes when you graduate from high school, you got these friends that want to call you and say, hey man, we going out, why don't you do this? And you're doing that. When I'm away, I don't have nobody that knows me, right? So I got to put my backpack on, I got to grind. It's schoolwork, it's football practice, and then it's back to the house, right? So remember, I don't have no money, I don't have nobody to send me anything. So first thing I did when I got up, I said, all right, one thing I learned from my mother, if I'm hungry, I can go get on food stamps. I ain't got pride. Pride didn't slow me down. I went straight down to Grand Rapids, Michigan. I said, where I sign up to get food stamps at? And then I got food. I'm a college student. I got my food stamps, right? I'm eating good. I learned how to I got a studio apartment. Got my studio apartment. So I'm learning all this. There's no blueprint for me. I'm the first. Nobody's graduated from high school in my family. Nobody's graduated from college. I don't know what to do. I'm literally figuring this out as I go, right? But look, I got on work study. Some people were so afraid of work study. There was only one job that was available. It was to be a janitor. Most of the football players was like, no, I ain't cleaning no toilet. I'm like, man, let me clean the toilet. how much they pay. So I got work study, that's my only form of money, and I got food stamps. I'm going to graduate. It's not, I can't go back home without a degree. I gotta graduate. So, sophomore year in college, I ended up having a son. So again, it's some more adversity, right? We just continue to go through these things, continue to go through. I had a son at 20 years old, and to most people, they would just say, okay, I'm dropping out. I can't finish, I gotta take care of my boy. No, that's like nothing is stopping me from getting this degree, because I know this would not exist if I don't get the value. You gotta understand, there's one thing in this world, people think you make money based on time. Okay, I'm gonna get this job, they pay $40 an hour, I'm gonna put in 40 hours a week. You don't get paid based on time. You get paid based on value, all right? How much value can you bring to the marketplace, right? You know how many personal trainers there are in the city? But none of them's me. None of them have been through what I've been through. I can bring more to the table. So once I graduated from Grand Rapids, Michigan, I came back home, took care of my boy, went to JCC for a semester, still trying to get back into football. I ended up going to University of Louisville. Went to University of Louisville, I ended up graduating with an exercise science degree. I finished my job. I did not stop. All the adversity did not stop me from quitting. Even my son's mother, she was cool, but we had to separate too. Nobody's gonna stop me because I knew that I had to finish, right? I had to finish. So I finished at University of Louisville. I ended up working at Gold's Gym. I ended up working at Velocity Sports. And then I started my in-home personal training business. So my in-home personal training business was my first job that I had. It was my company. While doing that, I worked at Frazier Rehab. So at Frazier Rehab, I worked with spinal cord injury patients. So this is another part of my life to where I had a paradigm shift. My mind shifted, all right? So remember when I worked at Pat's, my mind shifted. When I went to play football with Grand Rapids, my mind shifted, I seen something different. Frazier Rehab, all of this is strategic. God made me go through all of these stages so I can be here today, right? At Frazier Rehab, I learned about the spinal cord injury population. I never knew about this population. And I have an exercise science degree. I'm there to train them and help them be stronger. I'm working their core, I'm meeting them. But this is a different community. So I would go in with my problems and I would say, oh man, you know, my mother's on go, my father, and you know, I have to play football, I can't play football no more, you know, I lost this, lost that. But guess what? They can't go to the bathroom without help, right? They can't stand up. So I'm in here complaining about these problems. They physically cannot move no matter what you do. I have to lift them up, get them out of the chair, put them in a harness, get them on a treadmill, and move their legs for them. There's days I'm sitting there, I'm literally got tears in my eyes, and these people are amazing. They're like, hey man, you wanna check in last night? What you do? Like, they just wanna communicate, they just wanna have fun, they wanna be in the community. But I'm stressing about, I got bills, I still gotta pay my credit card, I'm stressing about stuff that big. This man, I never walk again. So that's when it's flipped. I said, okay, man, you tripping. You are tripping. Life is way more than this little money and stuff you talking about, man. There's more to life. You gotta make a contribution to somebody's life, right? You gotta have a job that has purpose, right? And you can't keep tripping about all these things that's around you, because guess what? You're able-bodied, you can move, you can walk, you can use the restroom by yourself. You talking about your mother on drugs, bro, you made it. You talking about you can't go to the NFL, who cares? You can walk. You guys understand that? Everybody here can stand up right now and sit down. I personally know people that are still my friends that cannot move, will not ever be able to move. So that's one of the things that motivates me. I'm not gonna stop. Nothing anybody can do. Until the day I die, I'm not gonna stop, because I've met people that cannot walk again. So that was my time where I had a paradigm shift. So I'm telling you all of this to lead back to this. You've heard my story, you've heard what I've been through, but I left out a part that really changed my life. My grandmother, Catherine Marshall, God rest her soul, she would always come by. Remember, a lot of people didn't come by to help my mother when she was struggling, but her mother came by. And one thing she did, she couldn't help us with financially, but she gave me my faith. She taught me about the Lord. And she would pick me up and she would take me to church. We went to Lambton Baptist Church when I was little. And she did not let me not have faith. Every time I seen her, she's like, baby, did you pray? Baby, I know it's rough over there, but did you do this? And she taught me some scriptures. And I want you guys to stay with me real quick, okay? I'm gonna read you a couple scriptures that got me through those nights when my mother was smoking crack. When all I had was my headphones. I remember I used to listen to Sade. Sade would calm me down. Because I knew what was going on. I smell it. I knew what was going on in the other room. So I'm gonna read you a couple scriptures. I'm not gonna be long with you, okay? So Matthew chapter 6, 25 through 34, it says, "Therefore I tell you, do not be anxious about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, nor about your body, what you will put on. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothing?" Remember, I had no clothes, I had no food, didn't know where the money was gonna come from. "Look at the birds of the air. They neither soar nor reap nor gather in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not more valuable than they? And which of you, by being anxious, can add a single hour to his span of life? And why are you anxious about clothing? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow, neither they toil nor spin. Yet I tell you, even Solomon in all his glory was never arrayed like one of these." Reading this when I'm broke and I have nothing, he's talking about clothing, he's talking about food, he's talking about feeding me. I didn't die. Guess what? We were starving, I didn't die. Nobody raped us. Nobody came in and took advantage of us. It was bad, but it wasn't that bad because I also have faith, and I'm reading this. At 8 years old, I'm reading this. So you can't tell me about God because I know he pulled me through that. Then it's Deuteronomy 31:6. It says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not fear or be in dread of them. For it is the Lord your God who goes with you, who will not leave you nor forsake you." My father left me. My mother left me. My brother left me. God never left me. I was homeless. I was homeless as a sophomore in high school, homeless, nowhere to live. No money, no nothing, skipping house to house. Still playing football, trying to make it work. But my faith got me through all of that. And I'm not here to preach a religion. I have a relationship. It's a totally different situation. All right? You got to think, there's evil people that claim to be Christian. I don't claim to be Christian. I claim to have a relationship. So I'm here today. I'm not trying to promote anything or move you. I'm just telling you my story. You pick up where you want to pick up at. You understand what I'm saying? So my relationship changed my life. All right? And this is the last one. This is my favorite. This is one I use every day. I say this every day. It's Isaiah 26:3. It said, "If you keep your mind on me, I keep you in perfect peace." I don't know what's better than perfect peace. I know rich people that are not in peace. Right? So it can't be money, right? And then it didn't just say peace, it said perfect peace. So whatever storm you go through, anything you go through, you jump in that Bible, you read, and you become, it's a spirit. Everybody in here is spiritual. You gotta understand your spirit. All right, there's a lot of things going on in this world. It's a lot of hate. All right? If you find your spirit, you can fight these wars that we go through. Because the thing that you're gonna battle the most is right here. Right here. As soon as you start to make some positive moves, something in your head, I'm like, "Oh man, come on, man. You ain't gonna do that. You ain't good enough to do that." I ain't gonna talk about you as soon as you go in there. And all of that. And I have that battle with me every day. And I sometimes ask myself, like, whose side are you on? Like, what we doing?
Yeah.
That's what I just say. Oh, are you with me? And then even when I'm working out, sometimes I'm on the treadmill, I'm trying to, get a half mile as fast as I can. I like doing that because it's a battle between me. One part saying, "Hey man, slow down, you good, you ain't shaky, stop." The other part saying, "Man, shut up." Right? That's how I talk to myself. Right? I motivate myself but I keep going. And that's what you have to do. You have to find a way to keep going. So my faith got me through. All right. The scriptures, they say you. All right. In order to be successful, you have to be willing to divorce tradition and culture. All right. Let me say it again. In order to be successful, you have to be willing to divorce tradition and culture. All right. My tradition was dysfunction, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, right? Hustling. At some point, you got to divorce that because if you see that it has not worked, all it gave my people I knew was penitentiary, jail, and death. All right. In middle school, I've experienced a lot of death. There's a lot of homeboys that was in gangs selling drugs. It was enough for me to go to school and find out that one of my homeboys didn't make it last night. And the only thing that saved me, and I want you guys to listen to this, is that I stayed busy. Busy will save your life. I promise you. Like I told you before, my homeboys were hustlers. I remember they picked up a dope fiend rental one night. They was like, "Man, you gotta ride with us." And they went out riding, and I'm on my way to Pat's. They making fun of me. "Oh, you gotta go work." So when you're doing good, the people who are really with you, supposed to be with you, they always negative about the stuff you do good. You ever notice that? And it's a weird thing. I thought you was my partner, but you telling me that I'm a clown because I want to better myself?
I was told not to do this.
I was about to ask you that. Probably most of y'all in here was told, why are you going back to school?
Yeah.
Girl, go get you a
Exactly
job.
like that.
And these
I
supposed to
was
be
like,
family
what?
members, right? They supposed to be family members. So when they picked up this car, I was literally with them about an hour before, and I just told them I gotta go to work. Me having to go to work saved my life because that night, they got in a high-speed chase with the cops. And when they got in a high-speed chase with the cops, they in a car accident, and they killed the woman. They killed the woman. I could have been in that car. That flyer you see right now would not have existed. All the lives I touched, the athletes I coached, the people I trained, the purpose that God had for me to help someone would not have existed had I not been busy. So don't ever think that because you're busy, you're missing out on life. You're there for a reason. You're parked for a reason, right? Right? That woman is dead now. My homeboys, they literally have time on the shelf. You know what time on the shelf is, right? They do anything else. They gone because they was only 16 years old when this happened. So they ended up doing like 5 years, 6 years JCYC. But then when they got out, they got like 20 years on the shelf. And thankfully, they doing really good. But you gotta think, they're conscious. You killed somebody, brother. I want you to hold it. Stay busy. You doing right now? I'm proud of everyone in here. Because you stepped out. You stepped out of the norm, right? There's clients I have that's lost over 100 pounds. And these clients, you know what they tell me that is real hard for them? It's their family members and friends. It's like you trying to lose weight. You got a homegirl that says, hey girl, let's go out tonight, let's go get some drinks. And she knows your favorite thing is to get margaritas. That's full of sodium, full of salt, full of sugar. And she knows what you like to do. But she keeps saying, hey girl, come on out with me, let's get something to drink. You just told her you was trying to lose weight. Why is she trying to get you to go out to get something to drink? Is that really your friend?
To keep you down.
To keep you down, and because guess what? You ain't with her no more. First y'all was both getting out of shape, but now you want to eat healthy. Now you want to drink. You don't want to do nothing to do it. So now you a weirdo, right? Which is weird. Like you should be, look, girl, you are doing it. I can't wait to get like you. How are you doing it? How you getting in shape? That should be the conversation. That's never the conversation. Just like me, I tell you, my family members, I love them to death, but sometimes this family is gonna you don't never come over. Why you don't bring them kids over here? Because y'all cuss and smoke all the time. I don't want my kids to live through that no more. I like peace in my house. I don't want to argue on Thanksgiving. Sorry. Oh, you think you better than I don't, but since you said it, maybe you think I'm better than y'all. Maybe I am. But that's not my intention. My intention is to be a good man for my wife and my kids. And if y'all in my way of that, then we can't kick it. Ain't no love lost. I still love you, but y'all over gambling, cussing each other out, doing all. I don't want my girls to see. That's not the life I want for my kids. Because guess what my job is? To protect them. Because if I die today, I know good well them family members ain't coming over to take care of my girl. They trying to see where the money is. Okay, I know he had a good life insurance. You gonna argue with my wife? Y'all know I'm telling the truth. You know what I mean? So I'm not leaving the responsibility up to nobody. Nobody. Them kids, my wife, that's my responsibility. Right? So guys gotta be bold. Alright? I'm here to tell you, you gotta be bold. You're gonna step on some people's toes, so what? If your intentions is good, stay with it. You in school now because you want to do better. Right? That's my message, that you want to be that, you want to be better, and you're doing something about it. You decided, man, I could go back to school. This ain't it, right? And think about it. When you're in control, like you're in control of, you can decide what you want to wear. You can decide what you want to drive. You can decide where you want to live. When you're not in control, the world's gonna decide what you're gonna wear, what car you gonna drive, and where you gonna live. And you ain't got no say-so about it. You can have an attitude all you want, but you're not in control. But now, guess what? You're in the driver's seat. And don't let this age thing trip you out about like, man, I'm too old to go back and go get this master's degree. Look, if you blessed enough to live 5 years from now and you're 35 and you don't want to go to school because it's gonna take 5 years, You can either be 35 with the degree or 35 without the degree. You're gonna be 35 either way, go. You know what I mean? If you make it, right? But I'd rather make it 35 with the degree and trying to get a job that's gonna better me versus hustling. Hustling is the thing, listen, there's nothing but hustlers in my family and they have not been successful. They might hit a lick every now and then, but you can't always be a hustler. At some point, you gotta have a career, right? At some point, you gotta have a purpose, right? What is your purpose? Because if it's just making money and paying bills, that's a terrible life. Like, that's all you wanna do is be entertained, look at your phone, oh man, I can't, you wanna laugh all day long, but you ain't made no contribution to nobody's life. You ain't did nothing in life, but just be entertained and have fun. Like, there's more than life than having fun, right? And then don't be addicted to somebody, okay? You become addicted to a person, that's almost the worst thing you can do, because at some point, that person's not gonna care about you. And you can love somebody, you can have a partnership, you can have a mastermind group. That's what I have with my wife. We have a mastermind group to where we take each other this way, right? But if you were with somebody and you feel like you always giving, and they not supporting, hey man, let it go. Got to let it go, okay? So I had a couple more points, and I'm gonna get out of you guys' way. So, I'm an entrepreneur. If you guys are interested in being an entrepreneur, there are 3 components that I want you to have, okay? The first component that really helps me is competence, all right? I'm gonna read this to you. I'm pretty sure you know what it is, but I want you to get it anyway. Competence, the quality state of having sufficient knowledge, judgment, skill, or strength as for a particular duty or in a particular respect. I have competence that I am going to get you in shape, all right? I went to school for it, I study it, I don't stop studying, and I put my body through it. So I put myself through the fire, I know what I'm gonna do. So whatever position you get, whatever career you have, whether it's a mechanic, when you're doing hair, whatever it is, have the competence and know that you know what you're doing, right? So can't nobody check you. If you know your stuff, you can't check me, I know what I'm doing. So whatever you're studying, listen, you're gonna always be studying. Like, school doesn't stop just after, your education doesn't stop just after your degree. If you wanna be good, you cannot stop, all right? Secondly, confidence, all right? The feeling or belief that one can rely on someone or something firm, trusting. I have the confidence, I know I'm confident in my ability to help you get tested, all right? Whatever you get into, I want you to have the confidence and know what you know. Faith. My faith, I just talked to you about how strong my faith is. My mantra as an entrepreneur, you gotta think, if no one signs up with me, there's no, like, when you're an entrepreneur, there's no guaranteed check. Like, I don't have PTO, I'm here right now because I told my client I'm gonna have to reschedule him so I can come over here and volunteer, right? But when you're an entrepreneur, there's no security, there's no safety, right? There's no guarantee that somebody's gonna sign up with you. So what do you have to do? You have to have faith, right? You have to keep promoting yourself, you have to keep getting out there. So my mantra is that God will provide. I'm not tripping on if you sign with me, I know somebody's gonna sign up, right? And you can reach success in spite of or because of. I'm successful in spite of what my parents done. I don't hate my parents. I think they gave me the best tools they can give me because I learned from others' mistakes, right? And a fool's gonna repeat. Just make sure you're not repeating bad things. Repeat good things, guys, okay? All things work together. Whatever you've been through, you're here now. Worry about what's in front of you. Use what's behind you to push you forward, but you gotta go. You gotta keep pushing, okay? All right, and you have to eliminate the distractions, guys. There's so many distractions in this world that's gonna pull you down. So many, all right? Forever reading, forever studying, all right? And just staying positive, okay? The number one thing I want you to do is stay positive. And this is the last thing I'm gonna tell you. Throughout everything I went through, I would call it hot water. Trials and tribulations, adversity. But it's hot water. There's one thing I live by. So there's 3 different types of faith. So if you get in hot water, let's say you put a potato in hot water. What happens to the potato you put in hot water? It's soft, all right? Some people are real soft when things happen. When adversity hits, they like to cry, they like to complain, they're gonna blame it on everybody, right? The teacher, she didn't really show me it earlier, so I ain't bringing homework in, you know? You're gonna cry about things, right? What happens to an egg when it gets in hot water?
No, it's more.
It's a hard-boiled egg, right? So this person's a little different. They won't open up, right? They'll come in, they hard, they mean mug all the time. They won't open their mouth and talk to you. They just mad all day long because they're going through the same type of hot water. They're going through adversity. Nobody's exempt from adversity. Everybody's going through it. It's just about how you respond to it. This is the one though. What happens to a tea bag? When you put a tea bag in hot water, what happens to a tea bag?
It changed the water.
Yeah. It gets ignited. The best of the tea bag comes out in hot water. You can't get whatever you want out of that tea bag unless it goes through hot water.
And you gotta let it sit for a while.
And you gotta let it sit for a while, right? So what I'm telling you, when you go through these struggles, become a tea bag. Let the best come out, all right? Use it, all right? You cannot get whatever you want out of a tea bag. You almost want to be put in hot water so you can go out and be what you gotta be, all right? So I'm telling you today, from here on out, you're gonna go through things. You're gonna continue to go through ups and downs. The battle you got is here. It's not out there. Trust who you know has your back. Be around people that love you, for real love you, not just support you because of they want to have fun, for their selfish ambitions, right? And be a tea bag, all right? I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Because my husband was one of the people at Praise History Work, but I don't know if you remember my Moses. He had a spinal stroke about 20 years ago, 15 years ago, and he had a blood clot the size of a $50 in his neck.
Wow. Yes, I know him.
So
Wow.
my husband, I want to thank you for that because he was just nice. He couldn't walk for a minute. And he was mean because he was an athlete. He played for semi-pro football.
Yeah.
He was a very mobile. He's mobile now. He's mobile now.
Yeah.
He's mobile now. But I want to thank you
Yeah.
for helping my family because that was an unexpected experience that we experienced last night. We woke up
Yeah.
and had to go to the hospital
Yeah.
and have emergency surgery. They were like, his mom was there and I'm there. Miss Owens, and we both like, yes.
Yeah.
They said if we have the surgery, he may not walk. If he doesn't have the surgery, he will not walk. So it was, I put my name, I miss the Lord. That's all, you know. And I have a relationship too.
Yeah.
St. Stephen's.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
I wanted to thank you for that.
Yes, ma'am.
Because
Yes, ma'am.
everything you said, I already felt and been through and know.
Mhm.
And every day is a trial because we don't know what's gonna happen again. I'm 52, that's why I'm so damn hot right here lately. He's 55, so we're not getting no younger, we got a 20-year-old.
Right.
So we gotta think about
Yeah.
who's my family, because my family is similar to yours.
Yeah.
You know, I got older girls that'll take care of her, but I just wanna thank you from the bottom of
Yes,
my heart.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. It's crazy. So, always my God, man. He's super cool. Like, I told him something. You showed me a picture because, yeah, we go to St. Stephen's as well. When I see him, I remember the first day he was in there, he just had so much swag about himself. You know what I mean? He was dapping me up. And he recovered very well.
He did.
Yeah. So that's
He prayed hard, so
Yeah.
I was gonna either have to have him, I don't know.
Yeah. So that's cool. Tell him I said hello.
I will. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
Yeah, so much.
That was a nice breakdown.